us. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about traditional martial arts. So what I mean by traditional, I mean like karate, taekwondo, kung fu, wing chun, stuff that's been around for like ages. Okay. Can traditional martial arts work in a street fight, and can it work in the cage, like MMA arena, or in combat sports? So is traditional martial arts useful in combat situations? There's aspects of traditional martial arts that is useful. So like in most traditional styles, they have forms and katas. It's like prearranged fighting, right? It's like basically it's imaginary fighting. So there's moves that you go through, and each movement is like a different technique, right? Katas are very useful because it's like through katas, you basically learn balance, you learn coordination, you learn flexibility, you can gain power from it. You build up your mind, build your body also. So katas are very useful. Not every move in the kata, if you're getting a fight or you're doing combat fighting, you're not going to use those same moves from the kata in the perfect formation like that. So you have to know in the situation that you're in, what techniques will work for you. So, it's like you will basically train your techniques in a realistic manner. Like, you can spar with somebody, you can work out on the bag, so you can test your techniques to see, if it's realistic or not. I mean, you will know if it's realistic. Like certain things are just not going to work on the street. It's not going to work in combat sport. So it's good to like be able to try these techniques out and see if it works. So there's a time and place for everything, for every technique. So as far as traditional, it's useful, but you have to know to take from it what is useful and what is not. You can still practice it on your own time, for spiritual reasons, to build your mind, build your body. But then when you fighting an opponent or you get in a real fight, there is no rules and there is no formation of wherever the guy is going to come, like what punch or what kick or what knife he's going to use, or there is no formation in his technique. Everything is going to be all over the place. So that's why most of the time the katas are so prearranged in certain movements. That's why I said, you take from it what is useful and what is not. You just practice on your own little time, but you develop the proper techniques. So say most of the time, like in a real life situation, most of the time, a good punch, a good hook punch, good straight punch, good elbow, headbutt, a good knee, can just end the fight. You don't want to commit too much to your movements. You want to flow with your movements. So saying that, you're following up with something else. So if you throw like a straight punch, you want to come back in reverse. Or you can come back with a reverse, then you can deliver a roundhouse. Or you can throw a straight punch, then follow up with an elbow, then a headbutt. You want to make it flow. You don't want to just commit to just one move, and then once that one move is over, then you're stuck. So you want everything to flow. Alright? So there's a time and place for it. So traditional martial arts is important also, because I'm from a traditional background. Right? I studied karate for many years now, and from karate I went to taekwondo, and I went to kung fu, did some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, boxing, Thai boxing, mix it up. I stay open-minded. I just don't sit there and I do karate and then that's all I need. because when you get into a fight, sure, you're gonna be fighting somebody, but you don't know what the person knows. The person could be a wrestler, the person could be a jiu-jitsu person. So you're going at the person with kicking and punching, and then he's just focusing on just taking you down. So if you know nothing about the ground, you're gonna be in big problem. So it's good to keep open-minded and don't be ignorant about the martial arts. So all martial arts is important. All the styles are important. It's good to practice everything. Take a little piece of everything and implement it into your game, and then make it effective. You know, don't just like you're just rolling around the ground. You know, it's that is gay. It's for it's not useful. Yeah, it might not be useful right now because you're not on the ground. But once you end up on the ground, you're gonna wish that you study some kind of ground game. At least wrestling or jiu-jitsu, you wanna Greco-Roman, you want to make sure you study something or have even to have a knowledge about it. You know, I don't even have to study every day, but have a knowledge about it, how to defend it, how to going to guard, different submissions from the ground, and same thing go too for jiu-jitsu guy. You're good on the ground, fine, but you want to make sure that you have a solid stand-up, because then if you're fighting a guy that's well-rounded and he has everything, he's good on the ground, his stand-up is good, and you're only coming at him trying to take him down, most likely you're not going to take him down because he already know about the ground, so he's just going to defend and sprawl on you. Now once he does that, then it's just straight stand-up, and then that leaves the jiu-jitsu guy not knowing how to strike properly, so he ends up probably losing the fight. Or you could go the other way too, because the guy knows how to strike and knows jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu guy can still win. So it just depends, it's not really something, it's like a gamble sometimes when it comes to a real life situation. It's like a gamble. Same thing with combat sports, even though there's rules in combat sports, it's made up rules and stuff like that. So it's like somebody's making up these rules and telling you what to do and how to fight. So as I say, martial arts is important. Practice all martial arts. There's one person that I notice, and that's Yoda Mashida. He's one guy that he's traditional. He's very traditional. He's traditional in Shotokan, which is karate, but he wasn't ignorant to just stay in his Shotokan. He went and he studied some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He did some sumo, and I think he did a next style. I don't remember the name of it, but he makes sure that he add ammo to his gun. He load up his weapon. He's just not going in there with only one bullet. He's going in there with 4 and 5. So now when he fights now, it's like he's so well rounded is that his stand-up game is elite, and he has ground, and he has some sumo to basically control the person, and can do throws too and stuff like that. So it's hard to defeat a person like that, right? So that's what I'm saying. I respect traditional because that's where I'm from, and traditional background is very important. That's your base. If you want to start off with traditional martial arts because that's your base. That will give you the foundation, give you form, give you balance, give you coordination, give you the respect, give you the discipline aspect. So you always want to start off with traditional, and from there you can branch out into other stuff like boxing, kickboxing, do some Muay Thai, do some Jiu-Jitsu, but traditional is very important. That's where the base is. That's where everything is. It's like, I'll give you an example. It's like you're trying to be a boxer. but you're just skipping the footwork part. So you don't want to learn no footwork. You just want to just punch, but you don't want to learn no footwork. And in boxing, the most important thing is footwork. That's what carries you. Your feet is what carry you around. Without footwork, you can't box. Without legs, you can't box. I mean, sure, you can throw your hands around, but if you ain't got no foot, you can't box. So you gotta learn footwork. Learn the basics. And from footwork, you work your jab, work your uppercut, work your hook, work your body shots. Learn how to bob and weave. Skip punches, slip punches. So everything is like a learning process, and it doesn't come overnight. So you want to make sure that you practice the basics. Don't discard tradition. But also know that it's traditional, but now you're in a newer century now, and things tend to change because everything changes. Nothing stays the same. Everything changes. Just like seasons, everything changes. So nothing stays the same. So you have to make sure that you adapt to certain situation and be smart about it. It's cool to train on your own and do your own thing, but in real life situation, you have to adapt to what's going on. So you can't be ignorant to certain things. And the best way to learn and not be so ignorant is to, what I used to do, I used to go to different martial arts schools. This was like in late 1990, like 1999, like 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, and so on. I used to go to different schools, and I used to go in there, but my reason was going there was not really to learn anything. I want to go in there and test my skills to see, if my karate was up to par, if, with what I know, it was up to par. So I would go to jiu-jitsu school, I would go to kung fu school, I would go to taekwondo schools, I go to boxing gyms just to test myself out. And then usually when you take a class, there's always sparring sessions. So that was my favorite because I love to like, not really fight, but like to spar. I like to test my skills to see how good I am. And it's good for mind too, just to test myself. That's back then. No, I'm not like that anymore. I'm more humble now. I don't challenge anymore. But back then I used to, challenge, and then it would end up into fights where, just free fall, free fall all the way out. Everybody just kicking and punching like hard, like just going at it. And there's some serious things where sometimes you get hurt. So I used to, go and challenge. Sometimes, it teaches you that, you know one thing, but it's good to learn some more things, add on to what you already know. So there's nothing wrong about adding on to what you know, right? So it's like a sculpture. Like you make a sculpture, you shape it out and everything like that. But then something is wrong. It's like it's not looking the way you want to look because you're missing something. So you have more clay left there, all different types. What you're gonna do? You're just gonna add on to it. You're gonna add on to it. You want to build it the way how you perceive it to look, like the way how you want it to look like, because it's not complete yet. Just like martial arts. Martial arts it's a growing thing. It's a journey. It's a way of life. You will never ever learn to the fullest. You will always be learning. So there is not like, you can't say, oh, I know everything. You don't, because there's so much to learn and things are always changing. So you have to remember that. So there's nothing wrong about learning different things, right? So that's my opinion on that. Traditional martial arts, good base to learn. I'm from traditional, great base to learn, but always keep an open mind. In real life situation, combat sport or whatever, keep an open mind on the techniques that you need to add to your techniques. You need to add to the traditional in real life fighting. If you're just practicing on your own, it's fine. if you're not, you know, but also for self-defense also. It's good to add on to it, you know. Okay, you guys can check out waynegichie.com. Keep on kicking. Subscribe to his channel, rate, comment. Give me some thoughts on what you think, you know, about traditional martial arts. You know, if you think that it's not useful, or, you know, it's just a bunch of crap. So yeah.